2 of the National Football League. And up ahead, it's a big one, an AFC Championship game rematch. It's the Broncos and the Steelers on Monday Night Prime Time.
But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports?
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear and the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
You see the numbers on the ground a week ago for Achane.
13 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown.
Leading the league in rushing after week 1, you know he'd love to double down and continue that type of play here in week 2.
And tackled down after a gain of 3, leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
This defense for the Steelers, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
They'll try the air now with Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete.
The Broncos 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to take care of business in front of the home crowd last week.
Yeah, it's always nice to get that opener at home, but now things get a little bit tougher. The good thing for them, though, is they take a little extra confidence with them when they head out on the road.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The handoff to Ford up the middle. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
Achane gets it from the gun.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Right back to Achane on 2nd down.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 4 yards the pickup, first down. From the gun, here's Goff. Over the middle, complete. That's Ford. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Goff. Bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
You look at this Steeler defense.
And this unit, very tough to throw against, currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And hey, they were stingy in the opener, didn't allow much of anything at all through the air. So now they come into week 2 saying, hey, let's see if we can do even better. Let's go ahead and get to that #1 spot.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Goff. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Throwing again is Goff. And it's caught. The tight end Hill. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now Goff.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Achane diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Aubrey good with a PAT.
And that makes the score 7-0.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the first Wyoming quarterback to go in the first round, standing 6'5". It's Josh Allen.
I remember when he came out of Wyoming, the big question mark, could he be accurate enough to be a star in the NFL? I think it's safe to say he's put all of us in our place and put those doubts to rest. He can roll out and run it. He can bomb it over your heads. Everything in between. He is an absolute nightmare for defenses to try and prepare for. And when he's on, he's an MVP caliber player each and every time he takes the field.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Allen now looks to throw. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd.
A tough spot here. 3rd and 15.
Allen.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Taken in at the 22.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And they will take over 1st and 10.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Achane. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
So people playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well.
Now inside the 25.
And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Devon Achane.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Broncos are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
The numbers for Hall in last week's ball game.
14 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown.
It's a pretty mediocre week for him on the ground. Certainly a boon to his offense if he can get a little more output on his touches this week. He should get some more early carries as his team tries to get him into a rhythm.
Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. Straight ahead is Hall.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
The Broncos offense and running back Devon Achane making their way back out. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. Now Goff.
Throw caught by Achane. Down the left sideline. He's on his way.
And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Devon Achane
on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And that makes the score 21-0. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him, and he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
To throw, it's Allen. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screen.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Broncos.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
The Broncos offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So
trying for Brown, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes.
And he will take this down to the 10-yard line.
So that potentially an important takeaway here in the second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you
now
just
you
called
can
it.
go.
I think you just.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Breece Hall, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
And they can thank their defense for this one. They were set up with a short field following the turnover, but they took care of business as well, working their way down and finishing with a strong run into the end zone for their first touchdown of the game.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Goff now looks to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete.
Room past the 35.
And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
They'll give this to Achane.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. To throw is Goff. Got him in. It's Brown. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 36. Back to throw, Goff.
They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Again, Goff. And it's caught. Touchdown, Broncos. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Broncos will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Aubrey good with a PAT.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
One more drive here for the Steeler offense in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Finds his man, it's John Mechie.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now Allen.
Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba.
The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Allen.
Over the middle, that's caught by Mechie.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To the air, Allen.
This ball caught by Mechie.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
John Mechie.
In the final seconds of the first half.
And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
Hey, let's go.
A final shot before break here. Goff. Flush to his right. And it's intercepted.
Picked by Kenneth Murray. Now he's free at the 35. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, where it was the Saints who come away with the victory at home. Joe Burrow, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we head all the way out west to see what's happening with the LA Chargers. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Tennessee Titans. Nick Chubb, a touchdown run in the victory. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City, see what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Tua Tagovailoa, 3 touchdown passes as his guys moved to 2-0 on the young season. It was Devon Achane who's had the strong first half. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground and added another on the receiving end for good measure. He was awesome. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
These two coaching staffs likely going through their final adjustments for the second half. One of these teams is going to emerge 2-0. But who will it be? To find out, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
The Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And a tackle there by Micah McFadden.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Allen, nifty footwork. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
56, 56. Look out.
Allen going to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Johnson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Here's Allen to throw it.
Smith and Jigba with the grab.
2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter.
Open man is Johnson. Touchdown Steelers.
A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign.
And the Steelers have got it back to within a score.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Extra point right down the middle. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and Jared Goff set to take over once more.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Here's Goff. This will be caught by Brown. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, the defender was right on him.
And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
On the handoff, it's Achane.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
94 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Achane here, they stay on the ground.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Here's Achane.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. And third quarter here, you've got to lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you stop the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding the clock.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard.
This is Achane.
And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
And his big night continues on that last run. The yardage there going to move him over 100 yards now for the ball game. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10.
Now it's Goff. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Here's Goff. Here's a diving catch right side. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Back to the ground, Achane.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. And that's a gain of 6 on the first down run.
This 2nd and 4.
Gone. He'll buy some time right. Touchdown! Hollywood, Marquise Brown. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Broncos are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. And that's certainly an important touchdown there. It makes this a 2-score game.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe in this one with the way these two offenses have lit up the scoreboard. I would imagine that on their sidelines, they're both yelling at their defenses, hey, you want to get involved here? One big play from you, that could win the game for us.
The extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And the lead now up to 14.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The Steelers ready to take over on offense. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive, so we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing now is Allen.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now Allen.
Left side, he finds Smith and Jigba.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Now Allen again.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Again, it's Johnson.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up second down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Broncos' 21-yard line.
On play action, Allen.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
To throw, it's Allen.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And they'll get this down to the 10. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Allen. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
129 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. On first down, back to Achane.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Goff going to throw it. Over the middle here to Brown. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
A run now from Achane. And he is going to have the Broncos first, and that should be the capper.
Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
Up the middle, Achane.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Goff.
They set up the screen. Achane has it.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 27-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Broncos first down.
Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one.
Well, Brandon, they're getting to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are looking at 2-0 right now.
Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So for Denver, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on